I welcome you all to this talk on 8 months roadmap to PSU. So basically this talk is mainly intended for clearing the myths on preparing for GATE and how should the preparation be taken care and how you should be going about the preparation for cracking the GATE and getting into a PSU. That is the key agenda of this talk. And since this talk is focusing on preparation for GATE, we will look at quickly how the GATE evolved. What is GATE and how GATE evolved over a period of time, and what GATE is about and what it is not about, and what are the myths around GATE, and what is the relation of PSU with GATE, how to prepare, how to revise, what are the points that you should not be doing while preparation, all the do's and don'ts, and finally we will conclude it. This is what is the agenda of this talk. Okay, so let's get started. Regarding GATE, why GATE? Why GATE is a very important question we should understand. GATE is the passport for all of you guys for doing MTech from prestigious institutions in India as well as abroad. If you want to do MTech from India, from any prestigious institutions like Indian Institute of Technology or Indian Institute of Science or the leading NITs, or including the abroad colleges like National University of Singapore, National Technology University in Singapore, and there are colleges in Europe which accept GATE score. Everywhere you need GATE. Apart from this, starting from 2012, every PSU in India is recruiting through GATE. Before 2012, they were conducting their own entrance examination, but post 2012, all the PSUs are recruiting based on GATE, which makes GATE a paramount importance in an engineer's life. GATE in present day is setting the platform for engineers for their career. A GATE qualified candidate clearly has at least 10 times edge over the other non-GATE qualified candidate in the market as on date. Be it private jobs, be it public sector jobs, be it government jobs, be it doing MTech or MS from great institutes, GATE clearly marks the line. GATE qualifiers are always excelling in these fields. That makes GATE paramount importance in an engineer's life. Going ahead, we will look at, when we are preparing for GATE, it's very important to know what are the changes that have happened in GATE. We will look at the evolution of GATE. So, if I look at the GATE before 2000, GATE was descriptive paper. Post 2000, GATE became an objective paper. Apart from that, maths was present only for computer science students and mechanical students. It was not present for everybody. It had 85 questions. Post 2004, maths became mandatory for all branches of engineering like electrical, electronics, instrumentation, civil, mechanical, computer science, so on and so forth. Because maths is the language of engineers, and IITs and IIScs realized that maths is very much needed to be included in GATE. Post 2007 or 8, GATE had started having only 65 questions. Post 2008, GATE is having only 65 questions, and also GA became included in GATE. The reason why we are discussing all these topics is GATE is an exam of applying concepts. In 3 hours of time, you are asked to solve 65 questions only. Please note this point. This is very, very important. I'll stress on this point again and again. 3 hours of exam, you are asked to solve only 65 questions. Only 65 questions, not more than that. Which means you get almost 3 minutes a question. Almost 3 minutes. Because 63s are 180. 180 minutes, 60 questions, 65. That means almost 3 minutes you get for a question. And also of this, 10 are GA questions that are non-technical. That means only 55 questions are technical. The reason why I have been stressing on all these points is because GATE, you need not prepare like other exams. You need not make yourself a rapid firing machine. You get 3 minutes per question. That means all questions can be solved applying concepts. You need not mug up anything. You need not memorize anything. You don't need any shortcuts. That is the key mantra for success in GATE. You get, see, for example, there are exams where in 1 hour you have to solve 100 questions. Or in 90 minutes you are supposed to solve some 150 questions, where you get less than a minute for solving a question. There you need to solve problems like a machine. Whereas in GATE you get 3 minutes per question. That means you can attempt every problem by applying concepts. That is the key point to be noted. Concepts and basics, that's all is needed. You don't need any shortcuts, any tips, any tricks. This is the biggest tips and trick for GATE. You don't need any tips and tricks and shortcuts for clearing GATE. Is the biggest trick for GATE, because you get 3 minutes per question and every question can be solved by applying basic concepts. More importantly, I want you guys to understand here, any problem in GATE will not take more than 4 to 5 steps. Any problem, any GATE problem, the toughest of the GATE problem will not take more than 5 steps. All the GATE problems are very crisp and very highly concept oriented. So you will not take more than 4 or 5 steps to solve the problem. That means 3 minutes per problem, 4 to 5 steps. That means let us take 25 seconds or 30 seconds per step. 30 seconds per step means 4 steps, 120 seconds. That is 2 minutes. And 60 seconds to think. 60 seconds, 1 minute you can think, purely think. Just think about the basics associated with the problem. That means 3 minutes. Not every problem will take. If you are practicing properly, not every problem will take this time. Kindly note this point. This is very important. Okay. So, GATE is not an exam where we need to do rapid firing. You can apply concepts, apply the basics and solve the problem from basics. That's the key point to be noted here. Going ahead, the relation between GATE and PSUs. Why GATE and why PSU? Starting 2012, all the PSUs signed a memorandum of understanding with IITs and IISc saying that we will accept GATE score as a reference. Because all the PSUs realized the immense talent behind the GATE qualifiers. So they want their candidates to be GATE qualified. Because if you see, before 2012, every PSU was conducting their own entrance exam, and every PSU they had to organize, they had to create a question bank, they had to put, all of them were ready-made available in GATE for them. So all they had to do was to extend the GATE to their recruitment process. That's what they did. So all the PSUs in India, the leading PSUs, Maharatnas, Navratnas, Mini Ratnas, all the PSUs in India are now accepting GATE. To name few, all the giants like Indian Oil Corporation, ONGC, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited, Bharat Electronics Limited, NTPC, NPCIL, everybody is accepting GATE score. Fine. So, I want to show an interesting graph on the number of candidates taking GATE every year. This is a very interesting statistics. I want to show. So if you see in this graph, the red line represents the number of candidates registered and the blue line represents the number of candidates appeared for the exam. If you see, there has been a steep increase from 2012 onwards for GATE. Before 2011 and 2012, and starting from 2012, you can see the sharp increase in the number of candidates that have taken up GATE. It reached its peak in 2013 because in 2013, all female candidates registrations were made free. So humongous candidates registered. So the dip what you're seeing in 2014, 2015 is not because GATE became less famous or something. GATE is famous even now and it's increasing, the demand is increasing. Only thing is all the female candidates free registration was cancelled. So there was a small dip in the number of candidates who wanted to register. But still it is way ahead compared to the number of candidates that have been appearing before 2011. Even if you look at the cutoff scores and the number of candidates appearing every year, it's increasing every year after year after year after year, clearly showing the increased competition in GATE and the increased craze going for GATE. So if you see, we are seeing a steep increase in the demand for GATE starting 2012. Now, let us look about what GATE is and what it is not. This is a very, very important point we should discuss. GATE, as I told you, is an exam having 65 questions out of 100 marks, out of which 10 are non-technical questions, 55 is technical question. In GATE, Max is going to come mandatorily for 15 marks. GA, General Aptitude, is going to come mandatorily for 15 marks. These two are very key points which we need to keep in mind. And then, in GATE, in case of GATE, accuracy is very, very important because you have negative marking. So, for a question which is having options, you get negative marking if you mark the answer wrongly. So, we need to be very careful of not paying too much of that inky pinky punky stuff with GATE. So if you don't know, genuinely if you don't know, try to attempt the problem by using all the concept. If you are totally clueless about the problem, don't take chances in selecting a wrong answer. Because you may end up losing marks, what you gained in other topics. Okay, that's very important. And there are numerical based questions in GATE because nowadays GATE has become a computer based exam. So there are no negative marking for that. So that, if you want, you can try your approximations and try to apply or try to play around with the problem there. But don't try to play around, don't try to make blind guesses with the problems having options because you get negative marks there. In numerical questions, there are no negative marking. And concepts are very, very important. Theory is very important. Many people, they think that theory is not important. You can go and refer to any previous GATE paper. At least out of the 100 marks in GATE, you get at least 20 marks, at least 20 to 25 marks worth theory questions. So don't neglect theory while we are preparing. Key concepts, key theoretical concepts are very, very important. Don't neglect them. And what is GATE not about? GATE is not mission impossible. We need to keep that in mind. GATE is not mission impossible. It is very much within your reach. While preparing for GATE, do not make yourself as a machine which memorizes formula and concepts and then spits it out. You should not be doing it. You should understand every subject in a conceptual way. Concepts are very, very important. Please prepare always in a concept oriented manner. While you are solving problems, apply the concepts and solve the problems. Do not try to blindly recollect the formula and solve the problem. Applying concepts is very, very important. So what we should not be doing is blindly memorizing the formula. We should not be doing it. And don't try to gain absolute mastery over any subject. For example, if I have to say, many people when they refer to books and read, some topic may be very, if you are really passionate about the topic, you will get engrossed if you take a very good book and read. Like for example, you take Cedra Smith and read for microelectronics. People who are interested in analog design may get carried away and they get emotionally attached with that book and they keep on preparing analog only for multiple days. That is not needed for GATE. Don't try to do that. Well, absolute mastery over subject is always good, but not during GATE preparation. You have your whole life to gain absolute mastery over the subject. While you are preparing for the GATE, don't over prepare. Prepare only to the topics that are needed in a concept oriented way. So don't try to gain absolute mastery over single subject. That will not help you. Fine. So let us look at the structure of GATE paper, a typical GATE paper, how it will look like. If I look at the typical GATE paper, it looks like this. I have taken an example of electrical, electronics and instrumentation paper. So if you look, approximately 13 to 15 marks comes from engineering maths. Around 15 marks for sure is going to come from general aptitude. And then analog plus networks comes for around 20 to 22 marks. Control systems, digital electronics, signals and systems will each come for around 8 to 10 marks. And the remaining, so if you look at the sum of all these topics what I have listed down, that is maths, general aptitude, analog, networks, controls, signal. These 6 topics together covers almost say around 70 marks of GATE. The remaining 30 marks comes from the core topics, because these 6 topics whatever I have listed here is common for EC, EEE and IN guys. The remaining 30 marks comes from their respective core topics. Like for example, if you are an EC electronics guy, you will be getting the remaining 30 marks from communications, devices, electromagnetics. If you are an electrical guy, the remaining 30 marks will come from machines, power electronics, measurements. If you are an instrumentation guy, the remaining 30 marks will come from process control, transducer, measurement and instrumentation, and electrical and electronic measurements. These topics will cover for the remaining 30 marks. If you are a mechanical or CS guys, for sure the 30 marks which is going to come from maths and GA is there for sure. The remaining 70 marks comes from the respective distribution of your subjects. So the key takeover here is maths and GA. This is common for all the branches, and if you prepare thoroughly in maths and GA, for sure out of these 30 marks you should be in a position to score 27 to 28 marks. That should be the level of preparation. The key point here is maths, because if you are good in maths, many GA questions, especially probability and linear algebra and basic maths, basic problem solving in maths, GA is automatically taken care. The more probabilities or related problems you have solved for preparing for GATE maths will automatically help you in solving for GA also, because the questions in probability are very similar. Means the questions in probability are very tricky, which makes it suitable for being put in maths or being put in general aptitude also. And general problem solving with the topics like probability, algebra, linear algebra, calculus, the more and more you practice in maths, more sharp you become in terms of problem solving, which will inherently help you to solve GA problems. That means the clarity you have in maths will automatically transfer for the GA also, as well as if you are having very good clarity in maths, and because maths is the language of engineers and many topics in engineering is involving maths, mathematical modeling and problem solving using maths, the clarity you have in maths will help in other topics as well. That's a very important point. So maths is of paramount importance. So now coming to the secret mantra, what is the 8 months target? How will I prepare for GATE in 8 months? And how to crack PSUs based on that. So, if you look at the scores that are needed for getting into a PSU, the cutoff for PSU is around 65 to 70 marks. So, in 8 months, how to structure ourselves to get that 65 to 70 marks is the key takeaway from this lecture. So, let us look at the timelines. 8 months is approximately 32 weeks, because a month I am considering it to be 4 weeks. So, 8 months is 32 weeks. Of this, I am discounting 2 weeks because you will get Diwali, Ramzan, Christmas, all these functions, festivals, your college semester exams, all these things are coming. So for 2 weeks of these 32 weeks, you are not in a position to prepare for GATE. So I consider remaining only 30 weeks. Even 30 weeks, I am considering it as less, because if you look 8 months is not exactly 32 weeks. 8 months is a bit more than 32 weeks, because 1 month, if you consider it as 4 weeks, you will be left with extra 2 days. So in 8 months, extra 2 days you count, you get extra 16 days. Because 4 weeks is only 28 days. So I am considering a month to be only 28 days. I am leaving 2 days per month. So if you count the 2 days per month, 8 2s are 16. I am not accounted for 16 days. And apart from that, I am not accounting 2 weeks in your schedule. That means effectively I have considered this to be only 7 months. Because 1 month I have not considered, assuming you have college exams, you have semester labs and internals and other stuffs, you have Diwali, Ramzan, festivals, Christmas festivals, you are not feeling well, you are not in mood to prepare for GATE, you are heartbroken. Considering all these things, I give around 30 days. I am not accounting for this contingencies in your preparation. So effectively I am considering only 7 months, cut 7 months. Out of these 7 months, I am taking 7 months. That means I am taking out of this 8. When I approximate 8 weeks, 8 months as 30 weeks, I am considering it as only 7 months. That's what I am trying to tell. I am approximating the available time as 30 weeks. Clear? Out of these 30 weeks, as we just discussed, max is of paramount importance. So max, we have to strictly prepare for 1 month of time. That is 3 weeks of preparation plus 1 week of revision. So 4 weeks goes for max. 4 weeks goes for max. When I say revision is very, very important. I will come back and tell you how you should be revising. Because many people, they think revision is in the month of January and February. So you study max in the month of May, June, and after that you revise it in the month of January and February, just 2 weeks or 3 weeks before GATE. It appears Greek and Latin to you. That is not the way revision should happen. Revision is a continuous process. I will discuss detail on how to revise. That itself is a very important topic. So presently we look at the timelines. We consider max for 4 weeks. And out of the 8 important topics you have for GATE, like for example, every core, every subject will have at least 8 core topics. Like for example, if I take electrical, they have analog, digital, networks, controls, signals, machines, power electronics, measurement. 8 topics are there. Similarly, if I go to electronics, they have analog, digital, control, networks, then signals, devices, electromagnetic theory, communication. If I go to, say for example, instrumentation, they have the same 6 topics what I told earlier. On top of this, they have measurements and transducers, process control, these topics as extra. Similarly, if you are a mechanical guy, you will have max. Apart from max, you will have core topics like thermodynamics, heat transfer, fluid mechanics, strength of materials, theory of machines, like this, so on and so forth. Core topics will be there. So every subject has around 8 core topics. So of these core topics, I want you guys to prepare, look at and select 5 important core topics. 5 important core topics which you will prepare thoroughly for GATE. I leave that 5 topics to you guys. You look at your strengths and weaknesses and select 5 key topics that are needed for GATE. These 5 topics has to be prepared thoroughly. There should be no doubt about the preparation here. 5 topics, in-depth, thorough preparation. When I say in-depth, thorough preparation, that does not mean you will solve 1000 problems. That is not what I mean. In-depth, thorough preparation means you might have solved only 100 problems, but you understood all the concepts of solving that 100 problems. That is more important. All the tricks and twists and related to the concepts, all the nuances that happens in the problem, all the small variations that can happen in the problem, all the small twists and the convolutions that can happen in the problem, all these things you understood. That's what I mean. That means how much ever I try to confuse you around the topic, you know to find clarity for yourself in that topic. Okay? When I say you are prepared thoroughly, that does not mean you have mugged up all the formulators. When I say when you have prepared thoroughly, that means you have understood the concepts behind the subject clearly. So, 5 topics, 5 core subjects, 4 weeks each. That makes it 20 weeks. So, 4 weeks for maths, 20 weeks, assuming 4 weeks per subject for 5 subjects, makes it 24 weeks. And take another 3 topics. Take another 3 topics and prepare each of these 3 topics for around 8 days. 8 to 10 days. That will make another 4 weeks. So, this adds up totally to 28 weeks. 4 weeks for maths, 4 weeks per subject for 5 core topics, making it 20 weeks, 20 plus 4, 24, including maths. And 4 weeks, you cover 3 topics. You do average preparation for 3 subjects. 5 core topics, thorough preparation, 3 core topics, average preparation. We come to the end of 28 weeks. So, at the end of 28 weeks, you have prepared maths thoroughly, 5 core topics thoroughly, and 3 core topics average. So, at the end of 28 weeks, this is how your preparation is, and you still are left with 2 weeks for thorough revision of all the topics. So, 30 weeks, this is the timeline preparation. And in this 30 weeks, I have given this 30 weeks is only for GATE preparation. Your college semester exams and other stuff, so on and so forth, everything I have given you time separately there. You should be finishing it in that time. You should not be taking time out of this GATE. Okay. Now, to achieve this, how many hours should I study per day? Should I study 4 hours per day? Should I study 8 hours per day? Should I study 10 hours per day? No, I will not tell that. Because by telling that, I am going to add unnecessary pressure on you. Do diligent preparation which is needed. Don't harass yourself by studying for 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day or something like that. Don't do that. Study, because beyond a point, if you try to study beyond what you are capable, you will start harassing yourself and you will start mentally becoming tired. Don't do that. Take breaks in between. I may sound totally different to you. I may sound funny to you guys when I am saying this. I may sound too artificial to you guys when I am saying this. But this is the truth. When you are preparing, don't harass yourself. Motivate yourself. Don't harass yourself. Prepare in a steady way. When I say prepare in a steady way, that does not mean you solve overnight the entire GATE last 20-year paper. No, I am not at all expecting that from you. I am expecting you a steady progress. Day after day, day after day, day after day, you make slow progress. Slow progress is fine, but steady progress is important. It's not that today you get full josh and you solve some 20-year GATE question paper and next for 2 weeks you will not study at all. And you forgot whatever you studied today. That will not work out. And if I look at the college, see, many people, they get into this confusion of, I have to prepare for my college exam, so I have to stop GATE preparation. That is sort of something, a funny statement, because what you're studying for GATE and what you're studying for college exams are not different. In college also you're studying for engineering papers, and GATE also you're studying for engineering papers. So one has to aid the other. It's not that one is conflicting with other. Your college preparation should aid your GATE preparation. Your GATE preparation should aid your college preparation. That's how it should be going. Don't make these two conflicting with each other. Yeah, I understand. You may have subjects like principles of operation and management, something like couple of management paper, couple of lab exams which are not related to GATE, couple of electives which may not be directly related to GATE. All these things may happen. I'm totally agreeing with that. So that's why I'm giving you separate extra time for preparing for college exams also. Other than that, at least majority of GATE preparation and majority of our college exams should go hand in hand with each other, aiding each other. It should not be conflicting and wrestling with each other. Clear? So, how you should study and how you should revise, that's the next key important topic that we will look at. How to study. Whatever you study, ensure that you are understanding key concepts and you apply the concepts and solve the problem. Whenever you solve the problem, you apply the concepts and solve the problem. That is the way you learn. It's not that you memorize and you're simply recollecting what you have memorized. That should not be the case. You should apply the concepts. When you're solving the problem, all the concepts should be replayed in your mind. You should have the complete concepts rewinded in your mind and then focusing the concept on the problem. Clear? You should channelize all the concepts you have studied towards the problem solving. That's how it should be. It's not that simply you memorize something and you start solving problem. Okay? Now, I can give you one example. See, this is a very interesting example I will try to give students always. Say for example, in GATE, there is a question involving you have to differentiate secant inverse of x. Say for example. Now, 99% of the students, they try to recollect differentiation of sec inverse of x. No, yesterday night I studied what is this, 1 by 1 plus x square, 1 by a square plus x square, something and all. They will try to force their memory and recollect. Don't do that. It will take extra 20 seconds if you do this. Now, go from basics. You want to find this, say for example, you are not able to recollect it. You are not able to recollect what it is. Take y equal to sec inverse of x. So x equal to secant y. So differentiate x is equal to sec. Sec on differentiation will give you sec y tan y dy. Now you need dy by dx. So dy by dx is 1 by secant y tan y, which is nothing but 1 by secant y is x, and we know sec square y minus tan square y equal to 1, which implies tan y is square root of sec square y minus 1, so it will be root of x square minus 1. Now, I want you guys to rewind this video and just scroll up. How much time did I take to solve this problem? How much time did I take? If you just scroll back this video, I was discussing with you guys and I solved the problem. I was solving this very slowly, discussing with you guys. If you scroll back and check, it would have not taken me more than 40 seconds. That means, had I solved my problem with full potential without talking to you guys, I would have taken less than 20 seconds or 30 seconds to rewrite this. Now, rather than recollecting something stupid from my memory and making mistakes, it will take 30 seconds to derive the concept from basics and apply the correct result. That is very important for GATE. That is very important. Rather than recollecting something wrong from memory, apply the basic concept. See, I applied the concepts, I applied the basics, and I got the correct result. In your problem, Say the problem may not be to find the differentiation of sec inverse of x. The problem may be such that you need to find the value of sec inverse of x as one of the steps in your problem. The problem is totally something else. In one of the steps of the problem, you need to find the differentiation of sec inverse of x, which you are not able to recollect. And you are trying to recollect it, trying to force your memory to recollect it, or you may recollect a wrong result. What I did is I stopped that recollection, forcible recollection process, and I took to solve from basic. For that one step, I took a deviation to solve from basic. I got the answer. So, even if you go back to my beginning of the lecture, I told you for one step you afford to take 30 seconds. For this one step, I took 30 seconds, which is fair enough. But I am getting the accurate answer, which is more important. I am guaranteedly getting accurate answer because I am applying the concepts from basic. So this is how you should channelize yourself to apply basic concepts in every steps of the problem what you are solving. This way, if you start solving the problem, you don't need extra revision, because for every problem you are solving, you are applying the basics. That means the problem solving itself is making you revise all the concepts. This is a bonus for you. You need not explicitly spend extra time for revision. Every problem you are solving, you are spending your energy for solving the problem in such a way that you are revising parallelly when you are preparing. And the advantage, the greatest advantage in this approach is you will be very highly accurate. And in GATE, accuracy is very important. Because if you solve the problem wrongly, you get negative marking multiple times. So that is a very, very key point. So it's not about that I solved 100 problems or 1000 problems or I solved last 25-year GATE question paper. That may not be important. What is important is I will solve only last 10-year GATE paper, but I will solve them applying the concepts. That is more important. Okay, I am not saying that you should not solve more problems, but solving more number of problems, in the race of solving for more number of problems, you should not miss the concepts. If you solve even a bit less number of problems, but you have applied the concepts and solved the problem, that is an effective way for preparing for GATE. Kindly keep that in mind. Okay, so but don't use this as an excuse to solve lesser number of problems also. So please take care of that. And ensure that you are solving all the models of different, basically all the concepts are covered through problems. Ensure that you are covering all the concepts through problems. Thereby, your problem solving skill as well as covering the topics, both are taken care of. Okay? How to revise? This is another key topic. Revision is a continuous process. Please keep this point hardly registered in your mind. This should be registered in your mind completely. This fact should get registered in your mind very hard, that revision is a continuous process. It's not that today I will study maths and after 4 months or 5 months I will go back and revise. That is not going to work. Revision is always a continuous process. That means how you should revise. Today, let us say you prepare something for GATE. At the end of the day, just replay it in your mind. Don't look at the book. Don't look at anything. Just take a cool walk and try to recollect what all you have studied in your mind. And before next day starting the new preparation, spend 15 minutes for recollecting what all you have done yesterday. Spend an hour's time or spend at least couple of hours over the week in recollecting all you have studied in that week, so that you are constantly revising what you have studied. So by this process, you will get more clarity. The more, see, something, you might have seen this yourself. The more number of times you go and revisit the same concept, you are not mugging up. I am not asking you to mug up. Mugging up is something different. When you read the same concept again and again and try to apply it, you will gain more clarity over a period of time. I am asking you to get that clarity, not mugging up. So, every day, at the end of the day, you revise for 20 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes what you have studied for the whole day. Just recollect it in your mind. In a week, you spend 2 hours or 1.5 to 2 hours recollecting what all you have studied in that week. And let us say this month I prepared maths. Okay, now how should I revise maths is a very important thing. Now, this month, let us say in the month of June, I prepared maths. Now, in the month of July and August, let us say I am preparing analog and networks, something like that. Now, to ensure that I am not forgetting maths and at the same time I am not taking away time for preparing analog and networks also, because I need time to prepare, I need to prepare some subject in the month of July and August also. If I simply keep on revising maths in the month of, I study maths in the month of June and I keep on revising maths in the month of July and August, then what subject I have to prepare in July and August will get affected, correct? And as over a period of time, the number of topics you are going to revise is also going to stockpile. So, revision should be done by solving problems. So what you do, let us say in the month of July, August, September, don't take the maths book and try to read it thoroughly from this side of the cover to that side of the cover. Don't do that. Don't do that. All you have to do is pick good problems of maths. Solve some 10 problems of maths, applying all the concepts you have studied in the month of June. Thereby, while you are solving the problems, you are applying the concepts. The solving the problem itself became a revision for you. You need not explicitly revise maths separately. Same thing applies. So what you have to do is, over a period of time, you should start solving all the questions, interesting question, assignments, all these things which are given in the material, which are given in the question bank, all these things you should start solving. Don't start solving gate questions in the day one of your preparation. That is not needed. Once you have finished the topic, then start solving all the gate problems. So by solving the gate problems again and again, that itself can become a revision strategy, because you are revising all the concepts what you have studied. So revision happens in 3 different stages. One is a daily revision, one is a weekly revision of what you have studied, and after that, once you have finished the subject and when you are preparing other subject, you will solve the problem of what all subjects you have solved earlier, and by solving the problems, you recollect the concepts. This makes revision as a continuous process. So at the end, in the month of January or February, what topics you studied in June, July, August are not Greek, French and Latin to you. Okay? Then, before GATE, ensure that all the topics are revised by solving problems. Do not try to study new topics in the last 2 weeks of GATE. Please, don't try to do that. It will totally confuse you in what all you have prepared till then. The last 2 to 3 weeks, you revise all the topics by solving problems. All the GATE, we have GATE, mock GATE, we have GATE question bank. Practice all these papers. Practice all these papers again and again. That way, you regain all the concepts, what all you have prepared in the previous 28 weeks. Don't try to study something new. During the last 2 weeks, ensure that you are taking good amount of break. That is very, very important. Don't harass yourself. Many people end up studying for 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day and all. You will become mentally tired. Please don't do that. Keep yourself fresh. Go for jogging, go for yoga, meditation, or just go and watch a movie, or just freak out somewhere. Take a break in between your preparation, and especially keep yourself calm, cool and composed towards the last 2 weeks of GATE. Guys, one thing I'll tell you. I wish all of you should clear GATE and excel in your life. But the most important point is, while you are preparing for GATE, to don't get afraid for the result, what is going to happen in GATE. Please, that is very, very important. Whether you are going to clear GATE in 2019, yes or no, I am not an astrologer to predict that. Nobody can say that with guarantee. But whatever knowledge you have gained in this 8 weeks or 8 months of time, 28 to 30 weeks of time, that knowledge is yours. Nobody can snatch that from you. Using this knowledge, you can excel in your life. You can use this knowledge to clear GATE. You can use this knowledge to clear some technical rounds of interviews. You can use this knowledge to clear the other companies' interviews also. So, focus on the knowledge and the concepts you are going to gain, which is going to be everlasting with you. In this game, you are always going to gain. GATE is a milestone, we will cross it. But if I look at GATE and only GATE, and if I get afraid of GATE results, then I cannot achieve anything. So the first thing to eliminate from our mind is the fear of GATE during the preparation of GATE. And let us focus on the preparation. Results will be guaranteed if you are making a proper preparation. Okay, so don't get worried about GATE. Many people, what they happen is they start on the day one with full enthusiasm. At the end of 1 month or 2 months, they say that, no, it's not working for me. GATE is too tough. It is not my cup of tea. And they get tired and they get hatred towards GATE, or they get demotivated. It is because they become mentally tired because of 2 reasons. They harass themselves and they are afraid of the GATE result. So to avoid these 2 things, don't harass yourself. When you are preparing and when you are revising and before 2 weeks before GATE, ensure that you are taking good amount of breaks in between. Keep yourself calm, cool, and just prepare for GATE. Just focus on preparation. Results will automatically follow. Don't worry about results while you are preparing. Because if you start worrying about result, your focus will shift away from preparation. A good result is a guaranteed result for a good preparation. So as long as you are focusing on your preparation and keeping it good with proper quality, feeding the preparation is more important. See, if you have a tree and you want a fruit, you have to water the roots. If you start watering the fruit, you will not get a good fruit. You start watering the roots, good fruits are automatically a natural consequence. But you keep on looking at the fruit and you miss the root, the tree will die. So, your focus should be on preparing for GATE. A good result is a guaranteed thing if your preparation is good. Okay, so let us not lose the track in worrying about the result. While preparing for GATE, ensure that you are making yourself habituated to problem solving continuously. And monitor the time you are taking to solve the problem. Over a period of time, it should be coming down. You can take more time to solve the problem in the initial stages, and over a period of time, try to increase the pace. Don't expect yourself on the day one to solve all the problems within 1 minute or 2 minutes. That's not going to work out. Prepare over a period of time with steady focus. Ensure yourself that evaluate over a period of time, evaluate yourself as to where you are missing. Whenever you solve the GATE pair problems, go and look at the answers, what you have solved, what is expected. Try to match these two and evaluate yourself as to what is missing in your approach, as to what is needed for extra. Basically, what will happen is this will give the good feedback to you on the areas which you need improvement. This itself can become a revision process. Comparing your answer with the expected answer and analyzing these approaches. This will open up new approaches to you as to where you are missing the concepts. And before GATE, ensure that you are taking up mock gates and solving the question bank, GATE question bank. This will help your preparation. Monitor the effectiveness of your progress. Correct the mistakes that is happening during the period of time, over a period of time. Identify your strengths and weakness. Practice all the concepts. This will ensure that you land up in clearing GATE. Based on your GATE score, based on whatever you have prepared, based on whatever you have studied so far, and the mock test, you have taken up mock test, you have taken up mock GATE, and you have prepared all the concepts, and you have prepared all the last 15-20 years GATE question bank questions. Then, based on this, you should be able to look at what all subjects you are strong, what all subjects you are moderate, and what all subjects you are weak at. This clarity you should be arriving at for yourself. Based on this, all the concepts of the strong subjects should be revised very quickly. All the concepts of moderate and strong weak subjects may take little bit more time for you to revise. That's fine. But ensure that max is not falling under your moderate or weak subject. Max should be part of your strong subject. Again, don't worry. TGA material is there to guide you. You have question banks, you have mock gates, you have lot of study materials which covers all the concepts in a crisp way, which will ensure you to concisely prepare for GATE. Okay, thank you guys, thank you. I wish you all success.